So here we are down at the MGM casino. This is one of the newest landscapes down in the city of Springfield. You can see we're on the outside, on the back side of the casino, but all new architectural features and open space. If we have time, maybe we'll get onto the other side and show you some of the great new urban space that's been created here. But you can see they've preserved facades of older buildings and have really provided a unique opportunity for the city from an economic standpoint. There's the garage. It holds about 4,000 cars. It is open to the public for free. And just across from it, you're going to see, earlier we saw the H.H. Richardson Church. This is a courthouse. This is a juvenile court and housing court that H.H. Richardson designed and was built. And this same beautiful courthouse, we'll go around the other side in a minute, but there was a twin of it right here, which was torn down to build this courthouse in the 1970s, which doesn't have the same features and architectural character of the Richardson courthouse that was built actually in the 1800s. So you can see just the change of character between the old and the new. As we walk past the casino, you'll see it's kind of nondescript on the outside here, not a lot of landscaping. But as we come down, we're going to go down a little side alleyway here, and we're going from one of the newer landscapes in Springfield to the oldest landscape in Springfield, which is called Court Square. Court Square is actually the second oldest public open space in the country, second only to the Boston Common. And so this building here, you can see, at one time was all beautiful office buildings, and this is part of the casino development, and this here is going to be turned into luxury condominiums this year. You can see here there's just some temporary artwork. Here's the Wizard of Oz. There's no place like Springfield. And there's the Straw Man, and there's who's in the Wizard of Oz? What's her name? Boy, I'm drawing a blank. How bad is that? But there's no place like home. And there they are, going to the Enchanted City. So we have this artwork here that's done by actually a Springfield College professor as part of a program to teach kids art. And you'll see all along here, there's more and more murals. But as you walk down here, this is going to be all retail on the first floor, and this will all be completed by 2022. There's actually Dr. Seuss himself as we go down through here, and quite a few other folks like this guy, Elvis Presley. Oh, there's John Lennon. I should know who this is, and I don't, but I'm sure one of us will. And then, is that Nat King Cole, maybe? Another star. We know this lady, Muhammad Ali. Not sure. There again, I think it's Judy Garland from The Wizard of Oz. Not quite sure. And more. So here we go, though. Look at how cool this is. Oh, there's a friend of mine. I recognize him, Bob Dylan. And so we emerge into Court Square. So we've come from this pathway here, just down a little alley, and then we come into the second oldest public open space in the country. Okay, and you'll see here the new apartments or condos are going to be all in this building, and this whole, they've just started construction in the last couple weeks. Oh, there's the Beatles. There's the Beatles again. But here's the idea. This is where originally, over there you see Springfield City Hall and Symphony Hall and the Campanile Bell Tower. That's the site of the original Springfield City Hall, which twice has burnt down. But this was the area that was the public square right across from City Hall. And this is where all of the produce and all of the vegetables and other things were sold and traded. In this, just as in Boston Common, the same thing occurred. And then gradually, this church here, this is Old First Church, built in the 1700s. All of the wood for this was actually transported down the Connecticut River on barge from Northampton and Williamsburg. So this church here is called Old First Church, and this is the second version. The first version burnt down. Same thing with the two city halls that were over there. These current City Hall and Symphony Hall and Campanile Tower are, there was a competition, international competition to design those. And then they were actually built in the late 1800s. And you can see some of the big trees in the Court Square here. A lot of the trees here were damaged when we had a tornado in 2001, but this really is a vibrant city center and open space. There's concerts here all the time, farmers market here once a week during the summer months. You can see we going to be planting a brand new tree here to replace one that we're trying to be saved from the tornado, but it wasn't able to be saved. So we're going to be replacing that this spring. And then you'll see various monuments, statues, fountains, and things like that. Across the street is the Mass Mutual Center, and that's the site of a lot of entertainment as well as athletic events and other things. There was just a Bernie Sanders rally there a few months ago. And over here on the steps of City Hall, John F. Kennedy, on the night before he was elected president, gave his last stump speech right here. And then that was recreated by Barack Obama, who the last night before his re-election gave a stump speech here to about 30,000 people that filled the square. So it's really a historic place from a variety of different standpoints. And if you do look at the history of Springfield, you'll see that Court Square in our downtown area has played a significant role in Western Mass history as well as national history. One of the neat things about this area here is that it's been preserved, and it's really pretty well taken care of with irrigated lawns, and the trees are maintained. And during the day, if we weren't in this crisis period, this is just filled with people that are coming out of the towers and all of the commercial places downtown to come out for lunch. Springfield is the corporate and commercial headquarters as well as governmental for Hampden County and county seat of Hampden County, Massachusetts. And so a lot of the city and a lot of the lawyers and legal and government and businesses were located and still are down here in Springfield. As you head north on Main Street, you get down to a variety of old historic buildings, the old Union Station, and past some of the newer towers. And as you head south into the south end of Springfield, you'll pass the casino and a lot of the South End neighborhood, which is the home of about 22,000 people live in the areas that I've just shown you on our tour. So in the downtown Metro Center and neighborhoods, we have about 22,000 residents, including young children as well as senior citizens. We have a couple senior citizen housing down here, and a variety of other amenities in the big city. So you can look here, there's a tower there, that's about a 22-story building that's filled with families, and then you can just take a look around. I'll just show you across here at this little open space that's really popular. There's a little deli in here, but at lunchtime it looks like Boston or any other city that literally has hundreds of people coming out and dining. And this is a fountain that's on during the summer, and as we go over here you're going to hit City Hall. But here's some sculpture and things like that. Just these little amenities that really add to what's going on in the city and what you can experience when you walk around. So the tower here, this is the Monarch Tower, mostly lawyers and commercial tenants. Behind that is the Sheraton, behind that is the Marriott Hotel. City Hall, you can see right here. Here's the old bell from the City Hall when it had a fire, as I talked about. And then over here, the H.H. Richardson Church and Old First Church. And we're just going to pop over here for a second, and I'll show you a couple more things, and then we'll head to our next site. But I just want to show you here, this is all shut off to pedestrian traffic, so it's really, vehicular traffic, so it's really been pedestrianized. And all the flowers, it'll look really good in the next few weeks as we emerge from winter into spring. Here's the site of the Valley Bike Share. So you can see we have these all over the city, which are the shared bike program. But they're closed also because of the issues with the virus. And there's Symphony Hall, which has a lot of good music venue, and Springfield Symphony Orchestra and things like that. A new tree going in here, and then some historic monuments from World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. So this sort of wraps up our little visit along Court Square. You can see the parsonage building from Old First Church, and then it butts up against Route 91 on the west side of the city. The highway interrupts the downtown from the main part of the city in the Connecticut River, and so there's an idea to, oh, look at how beautiful this elm tree is. Take a look at that, how nice that one looks. So but the idea is to possibly move the highway, submerge the highway, or do something to connect the city back to the riverfront, which is an important component of the whole Pioneer Valley here. So why don't we end this little trip with the elm tree right here, and I'll see you at our next stop. Thanks.